Hey guys, welcome back to ADSR Massive Tutorials. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, get yourself subscribed, youtube.com/ADSR Tuts. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on making this kind of stabby EDM or electro house style bass sound. And I'll show you also how I put this loop together, how I made that lead and that kind of uplifting riser sound very quickly. So also they're going to be providing a link to download this kind of bass patch directly from the massivesynth.com website. So link appearing on the screen right now. Just click on that link, go to the massivesynth.com website, download that patch directly. But we're going to go ahead and recreate it here. So got some sidechain compression on this bass sound. I've also got some channel EQ that I'll turn off for now, and let's just create a new sound in Massive and recreate that kind of stabby bass sound. So I'll start with the oscillators. In oscillator 1 I'm going to have this Skelchy wavetable, and I'm going to pitch it up by 1 octave and pull the wavetable position to around about halfway, and I'm going to convert the mode to bend minus plus, but keep the bend mode all the way to the right, so it's bend plus, and bring the amp down to around 2/3. Oscillator 2, I'm going to use another Skelchy wavetable, but I'm going to keep the pitch at 0 this time, keep the wavetable position all the way to the right, and I'm actually going to use a Formant mode for this. So and we're going to modulate that intensity control shortly, and that will provide that kind of real sort of stabby, sort of squelchy tone to the bass sound. So oscillator 3 now, turn that on. Keep it as a square saw 1 and take the pitch down by 1 octave. And bring the amp to about 2/3 again. And everything else there can stay the same. Move down to this feedback section here, turn that on and just push the amp up a bit. So just going to drive the sound a little bit. Let's go to this voicing section now, make this sound monophonic. And check the restart via gate for a nice consistent sound. Just take that glide time down a little bit as well. So another thing we need to do now is set this filter up. So it's going to use one filter for this sound. Low pass 4. I'm going to use an envelope to modulate the cutoff frequency here. So keep the cutoff frequency about 1/3 of the way up, and then click and drag the crosshair, this first modulation envelope, over to the cutoff frequency. Click and drag up. And now let's set this envelope. Let's sharpen up the tack a little bit. Have the decay to just past the 1/3, round about there, just maybe a bit tighter actually. Pull the sustain right down, so. That's about right. And then what we can do here is check the trigger 0 reset box so that envelope re-triggers with each new key press. And then we can use this same envelope to modulate the intensity control on oscillator 2. So click and drag that crosshair, that envelope, to the first modulation box on this intensity control. Click and drag up all the way. So we've now got that nice kind of like Formant shift happening. And it's the same kind of envelope is controlling the cutoff frequency. So we're getting that nice kind of stabby shape. So if I mute that modulation, so it's just kind of giving it a really nice tone on the sound. So let's introduce some distortion here as well to really drive that sound, and some reverb as well. I mean, you could use, because the bass sound, you don't necessarily want loads of reverb muddying up like bass sound, so you could actually bust some reverb, do some bus send and do some reverb, and then you could EQ the low end out. It's really like the massive reverb, especially on these kind of sounds. So that's pretty much it. Now the one final thing to do here is, with this bass sound, we kind of want the sound to pitch up. So if you look at this MIDI programming we've got here, I've got this little bit of pitch bend happening on these kind of fills. So we want that effect to be increased here. So if I take this pitch bend to +12, it means we can actually pitch bend, the sound will pitch bend up a lot more when we program in these pitch bend fills. So now we get, you know, you could go to +24 if you want some more extreme pitch bend. I think +12 is okay. And then the end of the first 8-bar section, it pitches up a little bit, and then the next 8-bar section, it pitches up a lot more. So that's the sound pretty much sorted there. I've also got this uplifter sound. Just a digigrain wavetable, a sawtooth, some kind of LFO modulation, and then this stepper, which is controlling, you've got a high pass filter here, and this stepper is controlling the cutoff frequency as well as the pitch of these oscillators. So as we press and hold a key, the sound is going to high pass, but it's also going to pitch up. So as it pitches up, it kind of disappears, which is a great little effect. And then also we've got this lead sound. And the great thing about these kind of EDM or electro house sort of tunes is that kind of transition from a really melodic uplifting breakdown to a really dirty drop. So we've got this chord sound, which is just some stacked sawtooth waves. I've got a PWM and I've got a sawtooth. I've got quite a lot of detune on these oscillators. I've also got this sawtooth down here. This is a Formant. And quite a lot of unison detune as well. And some vibrato. So very powerful when you play a chord sequence with those sort of sounds. And then you've got that transition from that nice melodic, uplifting kind of like chord sequence. And then you've got the dirty drop. So let's now have another listen to this. And then yeah, the processing I had on this bass channel, just a kind of big boost on the high mids and the high frequencies, and then this extreme sidechain compression going on just to add to that pumping effect. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I hope you found it useful. Any questions, please get in touch. And also we can download this stab bass that we made. You can download that patch directly from the massivesynth.com website. Whilst you're there, check it out. They've got so much more stuff on there, loads of tutorials covering various different sounds, various different genres. So yeah, thanks for watching. All right, cheers, bye.